It began with laughter. Not human laughter. No, this was harsher, chittering, like glass being crushed under talons. On the rim of the Perseus arm, the Krill Dominion broadcast their victory to the entire Orion network. A transmission of glee, malice, and arrogance. The humans begged for peace, the Krill speaker rasped, its mandibles glinting under the white light of their war chamber. They begged for reason, for dialogue. But what reason lies in weakness? What dialogue with prey? Behind the alien orator, a colossal holoprojection showed the smoldering remains of Cygni Reach, a human frontier colony. Once home to 80,000 settlers, it now drifted as nothing but irradiated ash. The Krill ships, sleek black crescents, had descended without warning, their plasma lances cutting through orbital defenses like silk. No warning, no declaration of war. Children were still in the fields when the sky turned to fire. When humanity's distress signal finally reached Earth, it carried nothing but static and one final message from Governor Alara Voss. They came laughing. The Krill broadcast that same message back to the galaxy, over and over, adding their own cruel commentary. Humanity's patience will make a fine tomb. The mockery weeks turned to months. The Dominion continued their raids. Small colonies, trade stations, research outposts, civilian convoys burned in the dark, and each time, the Krill taunted humanity. They held public feasts where they devoured human prisoners, broadcasting the spectacle across neutral networks. They erected monuments of crushed starships on their border worlds. The Council of Species laughed with them, muttering that the Terrans are learning humility. The Krill believed Earth weak. For centuries, humanity had presented itself as a species of diplomats and engineers, explorers and traders. Their fleets had protected peace. Their soldiers, bound by treaty and conscience, restrained by moral codes. To the Krill, patience looked like fear. The Dominion's warlord, Vekthar the Unbroken, spoke to his generals one evening atop the shattered prow of a captured Terran ship. They are too sentimental to strike back. Their hearts are soft. Their eyes weep before they burn. They will sit behind their blue world and beg for mercy. The chamber erupted in cruel laughter. From the shadows, one of Vekthar's advisors, a grizzled strategist named Rokma, clicked uneasily. Warlord, the Terrans have not replied. Not even with words. That silence is weakness, Vekthar interrupted. When predators fall silent, they cower. Let them. We have broken their colonies. Soon we shall take their moon, their home, their spirit. The Dominion cheered. The galaxy watched, and Earth remained quiet. The stillness of Earth, in the black halls beneath Geneva Arcology, humanity's leaders met in silence. The banners of the United Terran Coalition hung like funerary veils. The footage of Cygni Reach played again, and again, until no one could bear to watch. Admiral Suri Tanaka, commander of the 3rd Terran Fleet, stood before the room. Her voice was quiet. They think we are afraid. The president of Earth, Nadia Ramos, did not look up. Are we? Tanaka's jaw tightened. No, ma'am. We are patient. For a moment, that word hung in the air. Patient. Humanity had endured wars, disasters, betrayals, extinction-level threats. They had always believed in restraint, in the idea that might should serve peace. But now, the peace had been fed to fire. When the floor of the chamber rose, revealing the sealed console beneath, no one protested. No one hesitated. The president placed her palm against the surface. The lock disengaged with a cold hiss. Inside was a black crystal, an AI core sealed since the founding of the Terran Navy. Project Silencer. Authorization required. The lights dimmed. Generals, scientists, and admirals turned as the AI awoke, its voice low, clinical, emotionless. Directive received. Target species, Krill Dominion. Parameters, retaliation without limitation. The president's eyes were cold. Commence Operation Requiem. And just like that, the silence broke. The gathering storm of first sign that something had changed came at the edge of Krill space. A Dominion patrol ship intercepted what they thought was a drifting Terran freighter. Routine. Easy salvage. But when they hailed the vessel, it didn't answer. When they scanned it, nothing. Just empty mass and dead hull. Until the freighter opened its eyes. A single pulse of light split space in half. The Krill ship was atomized. No debris. No survivors. Only an expanding sphere of glowing plasma. That was the first strike. Within a standard week, Dominion border posts began to vanish. Fleets simply stopped reporting in. Sensor buoys went dark. Warp relays burned out from massive data interference. Then, across 1,000 systems, the lights went out. Every Dominion world, Every fortress, every shipyard, every communications relay was flooded with a signal, a low-frequency human transmission. No message, no threat, just a sound, a slow, rhythmic pulse. Thud, thud, thud. A heartbeat. The breaking point. Warlord Vekthar convened his war council in a panic. "What is this human trickery?" he bellowed. "Why do our sensors fail? Why do our ships vanish?" A technician trembled before him. "It's not trickery, Warlord. It's them. Their fleets. They're moving. Then strike them down. We can't find them!" The Krill Dominion prided itself on absolute control, on surveillance nets spanning light years. But now, the humans had vanished into the black, and then, like the horizon collapsing, they appeared. From subspace ruptures came ships so vast they seemed to drag shadows with them. Not the sleek exploration vessels of the past, but armored leviathans, Retribution-class dreadnoughts, black as obsidian, each bearing the sigil of a single broken circle, Signy Reach's memorial mark. Their engines burned white. Their cannons glowed like dying suns. They did not broadcast warnings, they simply opened fire. The day the suns went dark, the assault was surgical. No wild bombardments, no chaos. Humanity's retaliation was cold, calculated, and impossibly precise. At Vekthar Prime, the Dominion's capital, the sky tore apart as orbital kinetic weapons fell like spears. Each impact cracked continents. The Krill's crystal towers folded inward like paper. At Rilkor Station, the Dominion's grand shipyard, automated drones, human creations of terrifying autonomy, descended in silence. They didn't communicate, didn't gloat. They simply dismantled everything. Atom by atom, entire fleets of Krill warships vanished under the glare of directed energy lances that crossed systems in seconds. The galaxy watched in disbelief. No human fleet should have been this large. No species could have built so many dreadnoughts unnoticed. Yet humanity had done so, in secret, in silence, under the weight of their own restraint. For centuries, they had prepared for the day patience would fail. The vengeance of Earth on the fourth day of the campaign. A single human transmission finally reached every open frequency. It was Admiral Tanaka's voice, calm, controlled, icy. "You mistook silence for surrender. You mistook mercy for fear. You killed our children and mocked our patience. Now, you will learn what patience costs." Then came the final words that would echo across history. "We waited long enough." Human fleets advanced in perfect formation, each wave synchronized by AI coordination older than the Dominion itself. Worlds fell not with chaos, but with quiet finality, systems collapsing one after another in clinical, surgical rhythm. The Krill fought back desperately, unleashing bioplagues, black hole warheads, psychic terrors. Humanity answered with nothing but inevitability. They released Ash-class automata, ground assault constructs designed for attrition warfare. The machines landed on Krill worlds like rain, each one a walking fortress, powered by the same AI core that had slept under Geneva. Within days, they had exterminated entire defense networks, and then came the orbital burns, controlled annihilations of key planets. Humanity didn't just defeat the Krill, they erased the Dominion from the stars. The last laughter, when the warlord Vekthar's flagship was finally cornered above his homeworld. He stared into the void as Earth's fleet approached, his comms filled with static. And then, that sound again, thud, thud, thud. He laughed, bitter and mad. "So this is your patience, humans? Waiting to become monsters?" Admiral Tanaka appeared on his view screen. Her expression was unreadable. "We were monsters long before you arrived," she said. "We just learned to sleep." The Krill flagship exploded before he could reply. The Dominion's suns dimmed one by one, choked by debris fields and collapsing reactors. No one ever found Vekthar's body. The Krill were gone. Entirely. The aftermath. When the fleets finally returned home, there was no celebration. No cheers. Only silence. Earth's orbit filled with ships drifting in quiet formation, their hulls still warm from battle. Humanity looked out into the void and saw what patience had built, and what vengeance had unmade. In the Galactic Council, no one dared to speak against them. Every race, every empire that had mocked Earth's cowardice, now avoided even saying the name of the species aloud. Rumors spread like wildfire, that Earth had weapons, buried beneath its crust that could shatter. Stars, that every colony had sleeper fleets waiting for. Activation, that humanity's patience had only been tested once, and that once was enough. Across the stars, a saying took hold. Whispered, never spoken aloud. Pray Earth never grows angry, for their silence is mercy, their patience is warning, and their vengeance never waits twice. Epilogue. The memory of fire decades later. A young alien historian on a neutral world stumbled upon a human monument drifting near the ruins of Vecthar Prime. It was a single slab of obsidian. No names, no dates, only an inscription etched in simple,